Hello guys, how are you doing? My name is Melly and today I have a video all about body positivity and how to achieve your fitness goals or physical goals for 2024 without any sacrifice. So if you like this kind of video, you know how this starts. We go with a like, we also subscribe, and we stay tuned for a lot more content, and it's all about fitness. Stay around, guys. Don't demonize your food. Food is energy. I'm getting the mindset of damage control. I am a professional athlete and I have been for about 25 years or so. So I do have experience, not only as me being an athlete, but working with many different ages and different places. This video is just about how to help you achieve those goals. Number one thing that we have to do if we want to achieve anything is have a plan where you have the start, you have the process, and you have the end. For example, if you want to get into a bodybuilder's competition, when are you starting? What are you going to do? Are you going to hire a coach? Do you need to build muscle? Do you need to lower your body fat? Do you need to gain or lose weight? And when are you going to compete? And this applies for any of us. So if you are planning on changing anything in your physique, number one thing, we are all perfect. Number two, we are not only perfect in general, we are perfect right here, right now. So if you don't have any issues with your body image or any problem when it comes to eating enough or deciding not to eat certain foods, if we have issues to address like a body image problem, or maybe you are in a very conflicted relationship with what you ingest, that is what needs to be addressed first. We are never going to get to the bigger goal if we do not address those issues that are always pulling you back. Besides that, my video, it's not meant to diagnose anybody, nor am I giving you advice into what a medical issue is or a nutritional aspect in your life. I'm just gonna give you those positive reminders that we need so that when we get stuck in one thought and one thought only, we can move on and we know that we are going to be just fine. Thoughts that I could never put in anybody's head. You need to drink a gallon of water. You need to get to 10,000 steps every single day. You must be on an all clean, all natural diet. You cannot enjoy A, B, C, or D food or drink. You have to sacrifice to see the results and gain. The moment we get into that mindset, nothing is going to flow. The moment you get obsessed with how much water you are supposed to be drinking, all those questions that are nothing but noise are going to appear. What about coffee? What about tea? What about alcohol? What about diet soda? What about flavors in my water? What if I put some fruit in my water? What about lemon water? All of those noises are going to show up. If you want to know how much water you should be intaking, you need to consider a lot of factors in your life, which are, where do you live? I live in Texas. I can get dehydrated in a very short period of time. I adore doing cardio because I come from an athlete's background. So I do need more water than a regular person who's only gonna get into a piece of equipment for about 20 minutes. I go and walk my dogs with this heat or with the cold, and either or can dehydrate me. Personal needs are what you need to address. Number one. Number two, if you get hung up into when should I eat a particular food group? Because where this will take you is thinking the food should reward effort. Here's where it comes down to. Where are you going to get your energy from if you are not eating enough for your needs and for your body? If we start to demonize a food group, not because you're allergic, not because you simply don't like it, not because it is not accessible to you, but because it is bad. Somebody told you it is bad, and we assume it is bad, and you start to feel less of a human if you eat that food group because that is bad. And bad and good are very subjective when it comes to food. The moment you demonize a food group, things are going to be a lot heavier for you. Other thing where food becomes a reward, and I think there is a huge misconception depending on the work or the workout you did that day. I am gonna share a small experience here when it comes to me. I am at the moment prepping for a bikini competition. My diet doesn't change. The amount of carbohydrates, the amount of protein and fats and water that my coach, who has seen me in person, has weighed me and measured me and worked out with me to see where I'm standing, has designed a diet for me. The diet remains the same every single day, and she has given me so many options and so many choices that I don't need to stress about and to feel that I am going to fail if I don't eat enough protein until, let's say, noon, because I have 24 hours to eat my food, to drink my water, to go for my workout. Nothing is going to change. If at 5 a.m. you cannot hit that road and get on the run. Nothing is going to change if you train after 6 p.m. or if you eat 100 calories in the morning or 100 calories in the evening. The calories are going to remain the same. Don't demonize foods and don't stress about what time should I be eating those foods. When you hit a workout, that workout is going to be pulling energy and many other things from your glycogen storage. And that may be what you ate the day before. That's why it's so important to have a sustainable diet when we can eat from all of the food groups depending on what your body needs and what are your goals. Me, for a bikini competition, my goals will be very different the day I hit that stage and the day after I hit that stage and a month after that day. I need to have a diet and a lifestyle that will take me to that competition, to that stage, and then I need to be responsible enough to know how to go back to a lifestyle that is sustainable. And that takes me to the next point. Diet and lifestyle, in my humble opinion, should be sustainable with what we can afford. What if by any chance you have to get on a plane for a bunch of hours and you cannot have access to that restrictive food group that you're only allowed to have? What if, and I know I don't wish this on anybody, but what if we end up in a hospital? Things happen, we get sick, and we may need to face that reality. How are they going to feed us? Are you going to freak out over your health and over your needs because you need to target a very particular food group and a very particular diet? Or are you going to do what is best for your body? And here's where it comes that personal territory that we need to be honest with ourselves. That hamster wheel. If I fail, now I need to fix that problem. Next point, damage control. How does that work? What is damage control? Have you ever heard of, I need to get on a liquid diet, I need to get on a celery juice diet, I need to start my day with X amount of glasses of lemon water, I need to go on a 24-hour detox cardio on empty stomach, and I cannot eat anything but water for the next 48 hours, and that's gonna make me drop X amount of weight. I need to start my day with water and salt. All of these things are everywhere, and that is damage control, because you think that one meal you had, one weekend you have, one vacation you had, maybe 2 weeks you had of eating all the things that you consider bad, that you know may increase your weight or your water retention. Now you need to fix that. What I see most people, most athletes, more clients, even the ones that have a lot of experience in this area, is that unfortunately they are not even going to enjoy that vacation they are having right now to get into that damage control mind before that vacation stops, before the holidays are over, before your family left, or maybe you left the place you're visiting. You're already planning, how am I gonna get rid of this weight, of this water, of this fat? And you already in your head have how many pounds you think you gained, how many pounds you think you need to lose, and all of those restrictive measurements that you need to take once that vacation or that moment in time it's over. Where are you gonna go with this idea? Hamster wheel. Hamster wheel not only keeps moving forward, once the hamster stops moving, it goes back. And then you're gonna fall on the ground. And I don't want that for any of us. And I want this video to be that, an open space with a friendly piece of advice for all of us that can serve all of us, regardless of your age and regardless of your need. Because you buy a lot of supplements doesn't mean that with no or little work, those supplements are going to take your hunger away, gonna give you the desire and the energy to go work out, and are gonna serve all that purpose that should be in you. The amount of people that I know personally that have come to me and have talked to me and have opened up in a very vulnerable space, who are in many supplements of any kind for many different needs, and said it didn't work. What we need is to put the work. There is not such thing as an easy something. If this fitness industry was easy, we would all be looking just how we want to look. And after a lot of trial and error, we come down to that conclusion that it's going to take work. I can assure you that you can achieve a great workout at home. Cardio and resistance training. I can assure you that you can, on a strict budget, get to that calorie intake that you need every single day. You have 7 days a week. You have 24 hours a day. You have 4 weeks a month, and you have 12 months in a year. I'm not saying this just to sound funny, just to be like, well, obviously, I know that. What I mean is, if today was that day that you knew it's not going to help you with your goals, you still have tomorrow. And during that week, you're going to have multiple opportunities to make a decision. Train your body and train your brain into making the decision that serves your purpose. Your purpose, it's not damage control. Your purpose is not to reinvest energy and money because you feel that you're drowning. Once we have those feelings that you are pretty much drowning, how are you going to pull yourself out of that water? It is too late and you are way too tired. What I can tell you, if you have that set goal, it's gonna make everything a lot easier. Now, spot reducing weight or fat doesn't exist. I'm gonna tell you that the hard way. I've learned it. Now, sometimes we know we need to learn things the hard way, and if it doesn't happen to you, it's like it didn't really happen. But I don't want you being heartbroken over those things. If you wanna try out different things, try them out. This is your life and this is your body, and if you're an adult, you can do with your body whatever you want. Go through that process, that trial error. Don't be harsh on yourself. Don't demonize anything, and you are the exact same wonderful human regardless of the weight on a scale, regardless of the size when it comes to your clothing, regardless of any of those things. People love us for who we are. But my video here is to give you just a quick summary on things that I think, on the other hand, will help you. You need carbohydrates for that energy to go for that workout, to go with your day, and to go lift your weights if you choose to lift weights, but in general, just to stay alive. You need your protein to preserve your muscle. How are you going to preserve your muscle if you are on a weight loss, on a fat loss journey? How are you going to keep in a healthy state what you already have? You don't want to lose it all to try to gain it back. It is easier to preserve what you have than rather go on a deficit, lose a bunch of it, and then how are you going to regain? And you once again will get into this cycle, cut, bulk. How am I gonna do with this? People are giving you advice based on their personal experience, and that doesn't mean that it is the whole truth or it is a whole picture. But also, fat. I know the huge trend, eat an excessive amount of fat, or fat is going to tank your goals and it's not gonna let you have that physique or those body goals that you have in your mind. The truth is, you need that fat for your hormones. And I know that's something that we always hear talking about, it's genetics. One very simple way to understand our genetics is you are not gonna be able to change the length for your legs, the length for your torso, the length for your arms. You are not gonna be able to change hip dips. You are not gonna be able to change how wide your rib cage or your shoulders are. We can work out and give the illusion of a smaller waist, well-defined arms, a tapered waist. All of those things could happen through a workout. However, if you're trying to change how your body is made, that is not gonna happen, let alone happen when we start having this burst of energy for our fitness journey. How to successfully understand training your body. You cannot spot reduced anything. And I wish we could. And if there was a magic pill, if there was a shot, if there was maybe a massage or a workout or something that could spot reduce things, we would all be doing that. Think about the amount of people who've been training their entire life and competing throughout the years and still training and still competing, and we are still sore after many hours of training because we know that we have to work constantly to keep that physique towards our goal. Now, if you are here like many people thinking that this video is gonna be on how to get a six-pack abs or how to get a flat stomach, how to get a round booty, all of those things will take time. Yes, you can get a round booty. Yes, you can get rounder thighs. Yes, you can get a slimmer waist. And all of those things and all of those words are good. It becomes a buzz concept and buzzwords when we are letting people believe that they can change their genetics. We cannot. In other words, you need to understand before you start any of these goals, what are your genetics? If I put myself out there as an example, my genetics allow me to show the muscles through my core and through my abs a lot easier than they will ever allow me to show that muscle definition behind my legs. I don't carry much fat on my back. I will carry that fat on different areas of my body. So I know and I understand that as I progress in this, I am going to keep slimming down in the areas that it's a lot easier for my body, and I'm gonna keep having to work out hard in the areas that I wanna make a difference, the areas where I wanna change. And I am an adult and I'm allowed to change, and I'm allowed to say that I like or dislike something within my body. And you are allowed to do the same. That doesn't mean that you are saying that you don't like who you are. Of course, we all love who we are, and if we don't like aspects about who we are as a person, we can work on that. And you can also work on how you look in the mirror. Another aspect of this journey is huge, and it has to do with meal prep. I'm not here to tell you that you have to start meal prepping, because I know that if you're watching this video, friend, you know that. Lovely, you got that concept down. You know that you need to meal prep. I'll tell you here, meal prep doesn't have to be for 7 days in advance. Meal prep doesn't have to be on a Sunday, doesn't happen to be a full day where all you're gonna do is just cook and cook and cook and put everything in containers. And by the end of that week, you don't even want to look at those containers. Your food may not be tasting the same, may be sick of what you were eating before, and you may be craving something completely different to what you have in the fridge. So how do I meal prep? How it works for me, that meal prep? I am very conscious. I don't like to cut up my veggies. Buy them already cut up. If I can afford it, I'm gonna buy the eggs already boiled. Now, if I am on this phase where I need to eat a lot more whites than I will ever need to eat yolks, I am not even gonna bother buying a whole egg. I'm not gonna bother buying the hard-boiled egg because I don't wanna throw away a portion of that food. I'm just gonna go for the whites. And I have to think, and I have to be very clear and realistic on what I can afford, what I can cook, and how I like to eat my food. Your food should be tasty. Food should be enjoyable. It has to be something that you actually enjoy. Eating is not a punishment. Eating is not a reward. Eating is something that we as human beings need to do, not only in the morning, not only at night, not only when you're sad, not only when you're happy, not only when you achieved a goal or a milestone or when you conquer a workout. Eating is something that your body needs throughout the day. And depending on your job, depending on your lifestyle, and depending on so many things, is how many times a day you are going to be able to eat. And once again, just to relieve some pressure off of all of this journey, you have 24 hours to eat that food. We are always going to see better results if we balance out within our calories, our macronutrients. But it doesn't mean that bad things are going to happen because one day you did not hit your target. It happened one day. You still have tomorrow, and you still have the rest of your life to work towards that goal. And that will take me to my final point, which is enjoy the life that you are living right here, right now. We all know life is too short. We've all had people, friends, maybe co-workers that went through difficult things and made us think, hey man, life is really too short. Like, what was I thinking when I didn't enjoy what I had in front of me? And you can do that building muscle. You can do that while on a calorie deficit. You can do that while traveling. A transformation challenge, guys, if you ask any expert, if you hire a coach and you said, I want to do a transformation challenge with you, any coach with experience, any coach who has maybe compete, any coach who has trained athletes, any coach who has worked for an extended amount of times with people, just call it people, doesn't have to be an athlete, with enough knowledge will never tell you, pay me for 2 months and I'm gonna get into that transformation challenge with you. That is going to be a very long process. And we have seen across the internet people who have transformed their bodies and are very happy with their transformation and are still working towards that goal. And that is the beauty of the fitness industry. Gyms are packed with people ready to work out. The grocery store is packed with people ready to purchase their food, the energy they need for their bodies. So you do not have to purchase a membership at the beginning of the year. You do not have to grocery shopping at the end of the week, and you do not have to start meal prepping on a specific day. You can do that anytime. It's okay if you are halfway through the year and you decide to purchase a membership. It is okay if you're halfway through the week and you decide to meal prep for the remaining of the 2-3 days the week has. All of those things are okay. The easiest way for you to realistically start this journey is understanding your goals, understanding your genetics, understanding what you can afford, and understanding the schedule that will allow you to carry on with all of these intentions. And number 5, being able to enjoy the life that you're living right here, right now. If we are not enjoying this journey, we are not going to last. If we are not aware of how our body is made, we are never going to be satisfied with all the accomplishments that will come your way. If we don't have the freedom to eat where your body needs to build and preserve, you are constantly going to have to get into that damage control mind. I know I'm trying to put it down as an easy way, but I have found throughout my entire life that this has been the easiest way for me to achieve what I need to achieve. In other words, you don't have to go out of your way and spend any money. You don't have to go into a rabbit hole where your mind is so cluttered with all of these projects that you have towards your physique. Go slow, enjoy that moment, enjoy that workout, enjoy that meal, enjoy what you see in the mirror every step of the way. Towards your physique, it's never going to be linear. We are going to go through ups and downs, and that is just a part of the journey. Like I am sure you had a journey when you were at school, when you were dating, the first time that you were living alone, maybe the first, the second, the third, the fourth, or the job you have right now. It is a journey and it is meant to be enjoyable. Constantly running away and then running towards something, what are we doing? Hope you like this video. I try to make it as simple as possible, and if you want me to take you towards my journey becoming a pro competitor, let me know, because I have a lot of content waiting for you. I would love to hear your experience. Let me know which one of these aspects resonates with you. How are you enjoying your life? How are you making your life a lot more enjoyable? I hope you're having a wonderful time. Thank you so much for being here. Like, subscribe, and stay around for a lot more things. One more time, my name is Melly, and I hope I'll see you really soon. Bye, guys.